What is going on, Rhymestyle? And today I'm here with Thundershot. What's up?
What's going on, everybody?
And we're going to talk about some game that's coming out. What's the game called?
Dragon Ball
Pokeball.
Omega
Digimon?
Omegaverse?
Z? Something like that?
Z, yes.
We're going to be talking about Dragon Ball Xenoverse, and, obviously, weird, surprise, talking about Dragon Ball Z today. And the main reason why I decided to do this video is because, a lot of exciting news has come out in the last couple of days, especially with this live stream that happened on Thursday, which I'm sure a lot of you guys are excited about. And we wanted to kind of put together a wish list of stuff that me and Thundershot personally would love to see in the game. So we're going to give you our list, and at the same time, we want to encourage you guys to give your list as well. Now, I know a lot of you guys are probably going to say stuff like, but we want Super Saiyan God transformation, or we want to be able to go Super Saiyan 4 with custom characters. Let's try to keep the list kind of limited to stuff that's, like, different. And when I say different, I mean, you'll see once I give you my list of stuff that I want to see, as well as Thundershot's stuff of what he wants to see. So without further ado, let's talk about some stuff. Do you have something that you want to kick us off with of what you want to see in Dragon Ball Xenoverse?
I actually want to hear your answers first before going in.
First? Okay, I want to see survival mode in this game. Freaking survival mode. So fighting games, to me, the thing is about fighting games is I strive to get really good at fighting games. Like, really, really good. And ever since the history of time, since fighting games has existed, since Street Fighter 2, there's always been a survival mode in almost every single fighting game. And what I love to do is I love to like get so good at a game where I just like take on the endless warriors of whatever survival mode is in that system or in that game, and I just keep fighting on and on and on until I die. Like, remember in Raging Blast 2, guys, when they had like those select survival mode battles where like it was like with Super Buu, Gogeta, and you just keep fighting until you die? Like that, I love that. And I remember the thing that annoyed me about Raging Blast 2 specifically is it was so broken because it caps you at 99 warriors. So after you kill 99 people, it just kept saying 99, which freaking bothered me because I kept going for hours and hours and hours. And the main reason why survival mode even popped up in my mind in the first place is because I just got Burst Limit like 2 weeks ago, and Burst Limit has a survival mode, and Dimps made Burst Limit, and those are people who are making Xenoverse. So I'm really hoping, Dims, if you're watching this video for some reason, if you're randomly just happen to click this video, please give us a survival mode in Dragon Ball Xenoverse. I want to be able to create my character, train, and become super, super powerful, and just fight an endless wave of warriors on and on. And this is not like this is not like players. This is just like computers and stuff. So an endless wave of DBZ characters from good guys, bad guys, until my character gets like defeated. Like, I want to be able to see how far I can go. And the way it will work is like any other survival game, the characters beginning to start off very like easy, low health and stuff like that. But every time you beat one, a strong one comes, and I'm gonna be able to see how far I can go in that world, and that's why I really want survival mode in this game. And the other thing that I was gonna say about survival mode was it would have two modes. One would just be like a straight 1v1, and then also one could be like a 1v3, where it's like every time you defeat a warrior, another one shows up. Like, think about how awesome that would be. Or I guess it could be even part of the regular survival mode, where it's like people keep coming in, and as you keep defeating them, it goes from 1v1 to 1v2 to 1v3, and it's just on and on and on. Like, think about how epic that is, and like how great you yourself as a Dragon Ball Z fan would feel as you like defeating 150th person or 160th group, or just on and on. Like, think about how awesome that'd be.
Yeah,
God, that was
I like
really
that.
long.
I like that second idea of adding them coming in like over time, because that makes it feel more like Call of Duty Zombies, where eventually you're going to go down. It's not up to you. But like if they made it to where every 30 seconds or every 2 minutes, no matter what, another person would come in, whether you've beaten the guy you're fighting now or not, and then all of a sudden it's a 2v1. Yeah, that would be really cool.
Yep, and just also one more edit to the survival mode. What I don't want to happen is, because there could always be a survival mode in Dragon Ball Xenoverse, what I don't want to happen is one of those stupid ones where it like goes to the load screens. The thing that pissed me off about Naruto Revolution is one of my favorite modes in Naruto Revolution was the survival mode, except for the thing that was annoying is after every single fight it would load. So it's like, fight Kakashi! Now you have to wait 2 minutes for the load screen. Fight freaking Naruto! 2 minutes of load screen. Fight, Obito! 2 minutes load screen. Like, I want this to be on and on and on. Just like in Raging Blast, where if you defeat one, someone shows in. Defeat one, someone shows in. Like tag team style. Like, I'm going to just keep going and get freaking as strong as possible with my character. So, wow, that was a pretty long freaking rant of survival mode.
It's a good idea, though, and like I don't program video games or anything, but it seems like it would be something relatively easy to throw in.
Yeah, it's not that hard to make it. It just I guess, knowing the resources that they have to make Xenoverse right now, they're focusing on just finishing the game. And I feel like because we're getting kind of close to February and the game is not technically done yet, it's probably not going to make it in the game. Unless they already kind of, added it and just didn't tell anybody. But, like, I'm really hoping, got my fingers crossed that, we get that mode. So, yeah. What about you? What you got?
All right, so this kind of ties into what you were just saying about how the game might not be done yet, and we're getting closer to February, which means any kind of extra goodies that we were hoping for that haven't already been announced don't look very likely. So what I want from these guys is I want, and I'm going to try to be really clear when I say this, good DLC. There's a good way to do DLC. I actually wanted to make this video its own topic, and then there's a way to do like EA or Activision DLC, where they have all the stuff pre-made before the game actually gets released, and then they make you buy it a month later, and it's not a lot, and it's not worth it. I want like... They talk about introducing GT characters later on, possibly, as DLC, with now that we have Super Saiyan 4 Goku and Vegeta, kind of. So I want, like, full-on storylines that come with that. I want, like, whether they do just rip storylines from actual GT or whether they make it their own Xenoverse version of storylines. I want that to be a factor. I think that would be really cool. And anything else, I mean, because Dimps has already surprised us so much with the whole Xenoverse time patrol. I mean, obviously going through time, changing the universe, stuff like that. They've already surprised me so much. I am interested to see how they could surprise me with DLC.
That's actually wow. I'm actually glad you pointed it out because you know what I was thinking about this game. So their big focus right now is the campaign mode, and this is a question I have for the viewers too. How would you react if? And then this is a question for you too, Thundershot. How would you guys react to if Bandai Namco or Dimps give us just a main campaign and then a couple of side missions, but then they introduce basically like expansion side missions later, so like movie stuff. So like for example, we know that Battle of Gods is going to be in this game, but like say they want to do Fusion Reborn and they sell for like a $2 download, or they want like the Broly side mission they sell for like $2, and along with that you get characters as well as attacks and like the accessories. I think that'd be cool. I think that'd be cool.
Kind of tie in and cap off a little bit. This is something that we haven't really talked about it yet, but something big, kind of different. I haven't seen a lot of people mentioning it, but I don't think we'll be in the game. Just kind of a please, Dimp, surprise the hell out of me with this. Customizable moves, customizable key blasts.
I saw that so many times. So I saw a bunch of comments around that as well, and I would love that too. I would love that. And just to clarify, do you mean when you say customizable beams, like changing colors, stuff like that?
I want to be able to like put my arms in certain positions, which would be, I feel like that would be really complicated on there, and then they would have announced it by now because they would have had to have put a lot of work into it. So I don't think we're going to get it, but I want to be able to like make my own arm pose or leg pose or whatever I'm shooting this out of, and pick the color for it. Yeah, pick the size. Do I want it to be a gigantic ball like the Spirit Bomb? Do I want it to be a spread shot like Piccolo's Hellzone Grenade or what? Or do I want it to be a Kamehameha? I mean, obviously a beam, a blast. But I want to be able to play around with that.
The question I have for you is would you make an attack called the Thundershot?
There would be the Thundershot. There would be the motherfucking Cinco. There would be the Nappa Cannon.
The Nappa Cannon.
I would make that real.
And then from my background in the tech world, I can tell you right now that the whole making arm moves and stuff like that actually might be kind of difficult unless they have like 3 or 4 set ones that you choose from, which is not that difficult to do. And then being able to choose the colors, that's not that difficult of an implementation.
They could do a very basic one, yes.
It goes back to, how much resources they have to finish the game. But I wouldn't mind paying DLC for that. Like, if they finish the game and they run out of time and they release it and then they add that later, I would not mind paying whatever the amount of money is to get that. Honestly.
Would you rather because this is something I see with a lot of games and it can be done right and it can be done really wrong, but would you rather they continue to come out with DLC for this game for like 2 or 3 years, or would you rather they drop 1 or 2 DLC packs and then immediately work for like, let's just say 2 or 3 years on Xenoverse 2?
Well,
it's really early to say that, so I probably shouldn't have brought it up, but
yeah, well, knowing how companies usually do it is they work simultaneously on DLC packs. Because the thing is once you have your foundation and your code built for a game, it's not that difficult to work on expansions of it. Because unless you like change it drastically. For example, with Bethesda games, on Fallout 3, for example, for Fallout 3 they actually spent time building out the maps, lands, and actual quests, and after that, like that took a lot of resources. But for example, taking stuff like with Xenoverse, where you're just adding in stuff like moves, like the custom moves thing, or characters, that won't take that much resources, so they could actually make or work on Xenoverse 2 while working on these DLC packs.
I gotcha. All right, let's get back on topic. What else do you have for your wish list here?
My last one is kind of a small one. Well, actually, no, I forgot I had my big one. My next one is actually so we saw the Giants get introduced, and we don't know much about it. Now, knowing how Battle of Z did Giants, you weren't able to play as them, but it was really, really fun to fight against Giants with your friends. So what I want, and I kind of briefly mentioned this before in one of the past videos, but what I would really love is for a 3v1 style boss battle, where it's like you can play either the boss or you can be part of a 3-man team where you're trying to take down a boss. Kind of like Evolve. The new Evolve game is coming out on the PS4 and Xbox One. I would love to be able to just like either pick like one giant, and I'm just a giant that's like super powerful, or I'm in part of my 1-3 man, facing off against a giant. Like that would be so awesome online. Like think about the endless possibilities and how incredible it'll be online. Like think about that.
I think of the Attack on Titan tribute game, where if you go online,
yeah,
you can play as little Attack on Titan soldiers, or you can play as an actual Titan and run around and do cool stuff. That would be legit.
Yeah, that'd be a lot of fun. Now, I mean, I still kind of have my doubts on if giants are going to be playable, because the key word in the release when they first showed 8 Vegeta was boss. Like this is a boss battle. And I mean, obviously, it was referring to the campaign mode, and it didn't really like go into detail of what we get outside of that. I mean, it's kind of a given that we might get giants, but at the same time, it's not. Like because we saw in Sergio's code, the models were there, and so were the attacks. But at the same time, those attacks might not be accessible by us, so it's like we don't know what the actual plan is there. But I would definitely love to have a Evolve style 1v3 match or something there that goes along with the giants. Like that would be a lot of fun.
Being able to play as a giant would probably obviously be the ultimate goal in that scenario. But even if we don't get to play as giants, I'll be disappointed. But just please make the giants a little bit more in depth than they were in Battle of Z.
Yeah,
because they had like 3 attacks in Battle of Z, and it was just rinse, lather, repeat with that.
Yeah, and the attacks are also really OP. So it's like you get next to freaking. It's like I'll play as Super Saiyan God Goku, get next to like freaking 8 Vegeta, he'll slap me and I'm dead. I'm like, really? Okay.
Yeah.
But we'll see. I guess we'll find out more as time unveils over the next couple weeks as we go into our final home stretch of the release of this game.
Was that your big last one, or do you have one more?
That was my big last one. You got anything else?
Okay, no. I mean, I made a video a while back, and it was basically what I was talking about. I wanted the perfect Dragon Ball game. This is right after I beat Battle of Z, and for the most part, Xenoverse has delivered on every major thing I wanted. I wanted in-depth customizable characters, which we'll see about that, but I want to be able to make a Super Saiyan Krillin. There, I said it. I want to be able to make Krillin, but have him be a Super Saiyan. I mean, they've got a whole new storyline, which is completely unexpected, because I feel like our standards are set so low for Dragon Ball Z games after the last couple releases. That Xenoverse, with what they've announced, have already hit so much. It's almost a lot to think about for them to go even further beyond and blow our minds even more.
Even further beyond.
Yeah. I would like to see Dragon Ball characters, and their reasoning for not having Dragon Ball characters was weird. I don't know if you remember that, but they said...
Yeah, because they don't fly. But they definitely had, in like Tenkaichi 3, they definitely flew. But then again, didn't make that game, so...
Yeah.
Did they have, in the Budokai games, did they have Dragon Ball characters? I don't remember.
I don't... Maybe one of them. No, I don't know. It's been too long. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's been way too long. I mean, I was more of a Tenkaichi fan when I was growing up, so like I didn't really like the Budokai games as much. Like they were cool until I played Tenkaichi. That's how I always was. But one more thing I want to just throw out there, and this is something that you and I actually talked about a couple weeks ago now. This is just like a small touch, but in one of the videos where they showed Hirano showing off Toki Toki City, I noticed a picture of, or not picture, but I noticed that the part where they show everybody clapping around somebody, one of the Namekians had a sword in his back. And I assume that's just an accessory that goes with the shirt or whatever that he was wearing at the time. But I would really love to be able to use a sword as a weapon, like Trunk style.
It would be a jerk move for them to tease the sword to run around with, but not actually be able to use it. I think they'll throw it in there. But we've talked about weapons in previous videos, but that would be really amazing.
Like weapons and staves specifically, because I mean, we talked about guns before, but guns just wouldn't really work that well. It'd just be weird. But I would definitely love to use a weapon like a sword or a staff for my character. Well, specifically a sword. I'm throwing staffs out there because it's like the only thing I can think of that's like a blunt object or whatever.
If they could find out how to like supercharge guns, so they would actually do a decent amount of damage, but obviously still be quicker than key attacks. There's actually some kind of use, and that would be cool. I would like guns like the Z gun or something like that. I don't know.
Dude, if that happened, I would make Mega Man. I would make a Super Saiyan Mega Man.
I'm trying to think of a gun that would actually be able to hurt Z Warriors, and I got nothing.
Yeah, I would definitely make. Oh, actually, they could have guns. I just realized Frieza's soldiers on Namek had those little stupid guns that they had around their arms. Oh, snap! I didn't even think about those.
Yeah, and then, I mean, you could think about some kind of Android 16 style, like, arm cannon things.
So, in general, just weapons. Weapons that we can add to our character just to add a little bit more of a touch to our customization. That'd be really
Jaco.
Cool.
Jaco's going to have a gun.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Jaco the Galactic Patrolman. I forgot about that. Well, data mining says Jaco will have a gun. And he's been announced. He's been announced.
No, he was actually announced. I guess we'll find out as time
I'm getting
goes.
hype.
You know what'd be funny? Let me just point this out there because so me and Thundershot are actually recording this video on Monday. Today's the 1st, and we're releasing it today, which is a Friday. And yesterday was a stream, so it's like watch everything we talked about in this video actually got announced yesterday. How funny would that be?
Oh my god, yeah, that's.
Oh,
hey, we can say we called it. We can say we called it.
We'll see. It's gonna be funny. Like I'm just gonna be sitting there, and it's like, oh my god! As we watch the thing.
Weapons
yesterday.
announced. You can play as great apes. It would appear there is a survival mode involved in this. Yeah.
Dude, if they literally say everything we talked about, it's like Illuminati. We're in Illuminati. That's what it is.
That's good.
Okay. By the way, I want to just go ahead and announce this tomorrow as a teaser because this I think is going to be a controversial video. Me and Thundershot are going to do a video tomorrow that's going to be quite controversial. And the reason I say it's controversial is because, well, you'll see what we're going to talk about. So make sure you tune in tomorrow for a special discussion.
It gets a little racy.
It's going to get pretty crazy. Like, you'll see. I don't know how people are going to react to it. So just prepare for it. Just prepare your buttholes and stuff.
All right.
Yeah. All right, guys. Do you want to say any last couple things before we close this video?
Channel links down below, everyone. Be sure to like the videos up and all that fun stuff. Helps us out.
Yeah, do that. And if you're new, subscribe to both the channels. And if your dog's not subscribed, tell your dog to subscribe. If you have a grandma that just got a computer, tell her to subscribe. Tell her we make awesome content. And yeah,
if Grumpy Cat can have a Twitter, your cat can have a Twitter.
Exactly. So yeah. So I hope you enjoyed this quick wishlist video. Let us know in the comments below what wishlist you have for the game. And be creative. Don't just say, I want Super Saiyan God, because I doubt we'll get that, because it's too powerful.
We know.
Give something creative and out of the box that, like survival mode or like, the DLC stuff. Like, let us know in depth what you want to see, and we'll just, we'll see in the comments below and just interact with what you guys say and stuff. Anyways, guys, thank you for tuning in. You guys are amazing, and we'll see you guys in the comment section below.
Peace.